Hi, it's Anthony with Lighthouse Construction, and today we're back at the new build on Pelican Lake, where we're taking you beyond the blueprint. So at this project, we are currently at the finishing stage of the interior, so let's take a look inside here. So we're currently walking off the service door into the garage, and this space is being used as a staging area for all of our interior millwork and some scaffolding right now. So the garage does have finished walls and ceiling, and you can see some of our interior doors. In this case, we have actually opted for stained millwork in a majority of the home, and then we have painted doors, so it's kind of a nice hybrid option. So you can see here that jam against the nice stark white creates this really nice modern and traditional look, kind of tying those elements together nicely. This is a product we use, it's just called builder board generically. We put this down on all the flooring once we've installed the vinyl plank just to protect it during the remainder of the construction process. Walking in the garage, it's nice. It's a zero threshold transition into the house. We have this door right here, which actually goes underneath the stairs, and out in the garage space, we actually have a custom door made that's gonna have the same door panel style as the rest of the home. It's gonna look really nice. And then as we walk in right here, we have this nice kind of mudroom drop zone area. So right here, there's gonna be a nice vanity, or kind of a laundry sink, countertop, some nice uppers, stackable washer and dryer. The utility room is right here, so if you take a quick peek in the utility room, you can see all of the electrical wires have been terminated into the electrical panel here, so we do have some lighting starting now throughout the home. Our duct runs are here, and we also have the Navion tankless boiler here doing the floor heat, and that's actually what's heating the home right now, because we're not using the ductwork to heat the home, because we really want to make sure we don't have any air movement during this finishing process, getting the ductwork dirty. So as we transition into here, we have the powder room, which we haven't started yet. So kind of where we're at on this job is we've painted the walls, finished the drywall. One of the first things we like to do is set the cabinetry for a couple of reasons. One, that way we can start installing our floor, because we want to set the cabinetry before we do the vinyl plank. And then it also allows us to template the cabinetry for the countertops, because they come in and do all their measurements to make sure the countertops are the right sizes. So those are in. And then in this great room space here, we actually have installed the beam and some of these upper window, the casing and the mullions, because we want to get the scaffolding out of here as soon as possible, because once we install the flooring, our goal would to be minimizing any use of scaffolding during the course of construction. Kind of a fun feature here, they've done like a level 5 smooth drywall fireplace, and they've done a nice contrasting color. So that's kind of that modern Scandinavian look with a nice linear gas fireplace. We have that media conduit where we're actually going to build our mantelpiece around that, and that's going to conceal all of the wires for their Samsung Frame TV. The kitchen's over here. We have kind of a nice two-tone white perimeter, wood island with some of the hood pieces kind of bringing those together. So a really nice look here. And then we've started doing some of our window finishing process. This room really lets a ton of sun in. It's a beautiful sunroom space here. Again, starting the window process. So as far as the order of operations here, we can do the window casing, but the next thing, they'll do the floor. And then like right here where there's a door, they'll actually install the doors like you saw in the garage. Those are pre-hung doors. So they'll flooring, doors, and then they do the casing around the doors. And then once the casing's done, they can go around and do the base. So that's kind of the sequence of things in the finishing millwork process of a construction site. Let's take a look at some of the tile work going on in the master suite. So in this room here, you can see we've actually transitioned. So these windows are white, and they have white millwork around them. So this is a master suite space, and they wanted to do something different in this space. That's the fun thing about building custom, is you can kind of do all sorts of different styles in the home as the different occupancies have different flares and flavors. We've started this tile process, so really we're just getting the base down. This is gonna have floor tile in here, and the shower is gonna have wall tile. Kind of a nice detail here. It's not fully finished to look at, but this is going to be a completely curbless entry here. So this was a recessed slab. We have a nice linear line drain in the back, a just Schluter drain, and that full-size niche there for all sorts of shampoo bottles, that type of thing. So definitely some really practical storage here. And then we've also built in the wall this area for this nice linen cabinet here. So lots of practical space without kind of narrowing your hallway. Instead, we were able to use a portion of the closet for that linen cabinet. So as we come upstairs here, let's take a look at some of the finishing items going on up here. So this gives us a much different but similar perspective of this vaulted clear story space. So I think it's 20-foot ceiling or walls and then the vault to the top here. That really nice box beam looks really cool. The ceiling height, we really wanted to think through the height of which that was hung. So it's a 4-foot down rod, which makes it just above the top of the casing there. So as I'm looking out towards beautiful Pelican Lake, none of my view is being impeded by that ceiling fan, but it's still gonna be really practical moving air. So upstairs here, we're just starting the finishing process. The cabinets in this ensuite have been installed. The tile work has just started, so they've kind of gone for this straight stack style where they've run these tiles vertically rather than horizontal, which is kind of a fun look. And we've also done more of a muted Schluter piece here. So sometimes people will do like a satin nickel or a chrome if that's the type of hardware they're doing. But in this case, they really just did a nice piece to kind of complement the tile. So it's not overstated. They wanted to really go in with the tile. As we transition across this catwalk here, the other bathroom has the wood cabinetry rather than the white cabinetry. And they've really done, I think there's a light here if I can get that turned on. There it is. A fun kind of almost a Michelangelo-esque tile where it has these nice gold veining in here. So it's gonna have a really fun look. And again, that nice kind of understated Schluter piece here that just kind of goes into the beauty of the shower and lets the tile speak for itself. And the warm tones, and they really pulled to some of the warm tones in the vanity. This bedroom right here, the lights have been trimmed out, so we'll have some electricity in the house. The windows, they have not started yet because they're focusing on some of those tall areas so they can get that scaffolding out of here. This will be a nice office space, haven't started much in there. And then in this awesome bonus room here, we have started to install the cabinetry. And again, that's so they can get all the countertops templated. There'll be a nice little sink in this space, slide-in range, and then a refrigerator here. And then over on this side, this cabinetry is really just used for all sorts of board games, anything that can kind of help conceal the mess from the floor so they can have a big sectional in here. I think the plan is for a nice TV over against that wall. And again, this scissor truss here really adds a lot of height and niceness to the space. So the finishing phase of a project is really where the homeowners get excited. It's where all the details start to come together, the vision comes to life. It's a lot of fun. All the hard work, the selection, the drawings are now done, and it's just getting to see it all come together. So next steps on a project like this are just kind of continuing all of the millwork, flooring, trim details. All these things were picked well in advance. So at this point, it's just making sure everything's on site, on time, so that it can be installed. Thanks so much for joining us on today's episode where we took you beyond the blueprint.